We've got Sandra Chukwudozie in the studio here with us. She's the CEO and founder of Salpha Energy, a Nigerian-based leading technology-enabled renewable energy company that provides standalone solar home systems to homes and businesses in off-grid areas in Africa. And, of course, you are welcome, Sandra.
Thank you for
Good to
having
have
me.
you here.
Thank you.
Now, Salpha Energy, what do you guys, first off, look out for when you set out to establish this business?
So the biggest thing for us was to serve the unaddressed market for energy. We know that 8 million Nigerian people don't have access to energy, and you have 25 million SMEs that actually don't have access to energy. So it's to address that market and give them a solution that works. But also it's about empowering Nigerians, Africans in the team, in the company. How do we build the next generation of leaders who can take the country forward by their, enterprising spirit?
Well, power stands at the base of everything that we do.
Definitely.
No matter whether you're working in an office or alone at home, your small business, you always need power.
Yeah.
So identifying that market for you guys was like, it was like a no-brainer. I mean, hey, you need power? We'll get you power.
Yeah.
And the choice of solar, however, that's very interesting. But how affordable is solar energy, especially for people who are in rural areas?
So it's really affordable. What we do at Salpha is that we provide different levels of products that serve different energy needs. Because, for example, someone in a village probably needs lighting to, lights in the house, somewhere to charge their phone, and maybe listen to a radio. So you give them an appliance that suits their needs.
Oh, okay.
And you can get that for like 25,000 naira, upfront. And then you can scale up to a larger appliance. So sometimes they can buy it outright and they can buy it on an instrumental basis. It just depends on how they want to spread that payment out. But it's really affordable these days.
Okay, so you guys have been on for 5 years now, yeah?
Yes, 5 years.
Why didn't you just go into sales of generators?
So for me, right, I had a start in my career at the United Nations in New York.
Okay.
And that was in 2015. And what it did for me was that it exposed me to what the future of energy looked like 15 years from 2015. And for me, it just showed me that energy had to be clean, affordable, and sustainable for everybody. But most importantly, it was about reaching people who were left behind, and lifting them up, touching their lives. And that was, what inspired me not to focus on generators.
Yeah.
And it's also polluting as well.
Exactly, pollution. So I also remember that you are one of the 30 under 30 for Forbes list that was released only just a while back, yes? So that must also be part of your, what do you call it now? I can't think of a word for it. But
validation.
Validations, exactly, thank you. Now, how did you set up such a business? And I'm talking about investments or people and network and all of that. How easy was that?
Anyone that is Nigerian, it's not easy to set up a business,
Let's talk about the challenges.
The biggest challenge for me, right, was trying to raise funding. Because, like I said, 15 years ahead of this idea of like clean energy, right? How do you pitch to people who are in the now that solar is the future? Because most people come to you and say, solar doesn't work in Nigeria. We have diesel generators which are cheaper. Like, why solar? And so raising funding was difficult. And also trying to rally up people that would, work as a team as well was also very difficult as well. And most importantly as well, it's the economy. I came in 2017, a big recession was going on.
Yeah.
And so all these things really try to pull down the velocity of my dreams and aspirations. But I think the most important thing that really helped was just having tenacity and having a really, really good team and selling your vision to these people and letting them know this is what you're trying to achieve. That really helped.
And I'm sure like you're not the only person out there who's thinking of clean energy and trying to also push clean energy. But they might be wondering exactly what it will take financially to set up such a movement going, to be able to perhaps maybe get these material or these products and to be able to make it available to people. Just give us an idea. If I was, say, opportune to start a business, how much would I need to invest in such a business as yours?
For me, I can even start with me. For me, I started with 500,000 naira.
No, get out of town.
And that was me just, importing bits and bits of products from, Asia, China, Japan, just to sell and test the markets. So that's one avenue to go. You could buy from companies like myself and try it out. You could also be a distributor as well. But the most important thing is that you get some skin in the game. You don't have to take a big plunge because you still need to be able to pivot as well. And that was what I did. I pivoted as well. So test the waters, partner with like established companies.
Partnership.
And, you know, and just be flexible.
I find it very unique that you actually started with as little as, it might not be as little as for some people, but as little as 500,000. Now you had to buy these products, start small, if I'm not mistaken, with smaller products, and upscale as you went. But you must have experienced some loss somewhere or the other. How did that affect you, and how did you get over that?
Oh, definitely. I think one of the biggest loss I experienced was when I brought my first batch of products to Nigeria. And for me, it was painful because I told the manufacturers that I wanted the best batteries, you know, that would serve my customers for like, you know, 3, 4, 5 years. And I was thinking I was communicating to people who bought into my vision. And when these products came, they were so trash. You know, the batteries were gone. The panels were like very messed up. And it almost broke me because, I mean, the trust my team would repose on me as a leader was eroded. Distributors were condemning the brand. But I think the most important thing is failing fast and, like, you know, failing forward.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. That's a very beautiful way to put it. That actually sounds very motivational. Yeah. That's beautiful. So after that, you got back on your horse, and how did you manage to, how did you communicate that disappointment to your suppliers?
So what happened? So the good thing was that I had a very good agreement that protected me.
Oh,
so
nice.
You know, I had to go the legal way. I mean, back and forth with them. You know, lots of emails went out, and we almost took legal action. And so they were forced to compensate me. But it made me more intentional about, you know, due diligence for pre-qualifying my manufacturers. How do you qualify those manufacturers? How do you do inspections? You know, pre-production and post-production to ensure that you're actually like delivering what you're actually supposed to sell. And that's actually what affects some of these people that are in the business, because sometimes you want to supply the customer with the best products, but then along your value chain, you get disappointed. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's not, you know, to, you know, have products that are substandard. So that was...
one thing I'm hoping that everybody took out from that there was the fact that you actually had an agreement from before. Now, if she didn't have that agreement, then I can imagine what that would have done.
So screwed because I was on my last card.
Well, that's very interesting, and I'm hoping that people are this intentional when they're going into businesses to sign certain agreements that will protect you at the end of the day. But what about insurance, however? Insurance work, did that help you in any way?
So insurance is good when you are, you know, the goods are in transit. But also when you have the goods in your facilities, because anything can happen. A fire can break out, so theft might happen. So you always have to insure the goods.
Now, let's talk about your products exactly. Now, you provide for urban areas, peri-urban, and also rural. We've covered the rural, where you say it's affordable because of the kind of need that they would have. But for the urban areas, I have a 3-bedroom apartment. Do you provide for such a household?
Yes, we do.
And what would that cost me?
So it's not easy like that, because there's some appliances that you might not want to put on solar, and some you would want to prioritize more. So we can talk about it.
Oh, we can talk about it. She says we can talk about it.
We can talk about it, but the beauty of solar is that you can stack it up.
Nice.
So you can start with, like, even if it's a 3-bed, start with lighting and, you know, air circulation, like a fan, TV, and then you can scale up to a TV, an AC and all that.
A takeaway for today here on the SME segment is the fact that please make sure that you're protected any business that you're going into. And thank you very much for giving us that expose. I'm very, very, very honored to have had this conversation with you. And we don't want to let you go just like that. In fact, I want to bring you over to the kitchen where we have something very, very nice. I hope you like swallow.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, here we go.